3 years ago today, specifically December the 3rd, 2022, the Key 3 update, or the Academy Part 2, would come out. And with that, a teaser for what would come in the later future would be revealed. Awakens. Specifically Awakened Mothra. Now this took the community by storm when they were revealed.
Sora's worst nemesis.
What? Alright, let's see what it... Oh... Wait, I need it to stay alive, right? Or... No, I don't need to, right? Oh, ruin... Oh, shit! This looks sick!
Right, you probably are gonna shatter me into oblivion here. Reacting to their runestone. Mega Evolution! Let's go! Yo! Yo!
However, it is now the first day of 2026, and I've kind of come to a realization. Well, not just now. It was like a few weeks ago, but you'll understand. But when Awakened Holyhair came out just last week, I realized something. Awakened Doodles don't feel awakened anymore. They don't feel strong anymore. They don't feel powerful anymore like they should. Now, I need to explain this, which I am going to do in this video. But to explain this, I'm going to have to show you guys something. So for this video, I made a little tier list here. I'll link the tier list in the description if you want to make your own tier list. But for me, this is what we're going to use the tier list for. So I've divided every single Awakened into 3 sections: good, potential, niche, or bad. So I'm going to be taking an Awaken from each category and explaining why they're in that category. Now, let's start off with bad. Now, obviously, there's 4 doodles here, so let's just go off with, um, we'll do Theater. Theater, is a really fat Awakened, right? It has almost no weaknesses. It has one weakness, and that's fire. And all of its resists are actually supposed to be resists because of Spiteful. Very fat, has Burning Orb, healing. That all should seem good, right? Well, no, because that's a waste of an Awakened slot in reality. Because why have a Doodle that just sits in the field and can do nothing against certain things? Like, let's say, fire types. Like, it can't do anything against those, and it's weak to it. And sure, it's really fat, but you can't really do much with that bulk when you can't do much back, right? Like that's kind of the problem with, like, you could have like a normal doodle have do that, not an awakened. That is not what you need from an awakened. Not at all. Now moving on to niche. Say Cherry. Not Cherry. That is not Cherry. Jinglark. Let's go to Jinglark. Jinglark is an example of a niche tool. While Jinglark has a lot of tools, Bee Summon, Entangling Vines, a generally good bulk, and a good trait. The trait does require your team to basically just die to actually activate. So, like, cool, you heal 33%. Is it 33%? I don't remember. I'm not going to look right now. 33% and get your status healed. But that requires something on the team to die. While this can be really nice for HO, overall, it's just a niche Awakens over everything else here. And it's not like it's not bad enough to be bad. It's just niche. Now, moving on to potential. Now, what this means is all of these doodles have potential, but they need better tools overall to actually be good. Let's go with the newly released Awakened Holyhair. On paper, it's a really good Awakened, right? It has solid bolt, a really nice ability to punish every single magical attacker. It has teleport or scram. That should seem good, right? Also has Bee Summon if you care about that, but yeah. Now, while that's all good, There's one fatal flaw with Holly Hair for the Awakened. It has no healing. While base Holly Hair has very good to heal itself sometimes, and it can hold the crayons item, Awakened Holly Hair doesn't have very good or it can slot on crayons. So Awakened Holly Hair just can't heal. And you could argue, oh, but Cloak Staggin also can't heal. That's the thing. Cloak Staggin is fine. Like that has a good defensive typing. It doesn't need to heal that much because it's not your awakened. Your awakened doodle should be like if you want it to be defensive, it should be something like Fanciu or Cerebopod or even Thornet. Like they have longevity and they're all awakens. Polyhair though, it doesn't have any good longevity other than life sap and bleach like parasitic seeds. It really has nothing to heal it. So when it comes to like the arms race of who kills who first, Polyhair just ends up losing that because it can't heal enough. Now, let's go on to the final tier, which is good. Now, all of these awakens in here, what I mean by good is they all either are in a perfect spot and don't need any changes, or they're just overall good. Like, let's say, I'm gonna pull up two examples here. Let's say Bubble, for example. Bubble is a really good awaken. Ice immunity, healing, can be a nice offensive pick too. Doesn't just sit on the field. Can be threatening when it spams toughen. But yeah, that's an example of a good awaken. Bubble is just that. It's bulky, really good offensively too. Yeah. And then we got things like Cryoterra, which Cryoterra has is really good. It's unwallable, has an amazing speed stat, amazing offenses, has pivot, one of the fastest pivots in the game. And just it has sharp and mind empowerment. It could set up, be a fast sweeper. Its one flaw is that its trait is nearly useless unless you go against screens. However, that's not something that necessarily pulls it down because we have things like Koryu back in its prime. Koryu kind of had no trait because if you ran Divine Beast, no one would ever click Beast moves into you. So basically, you kind of had no trait, right? Let's pull another example here. Let's say, let's say, hmm, let's say Snow Clown. We'll say Snow Clown. Now, Snow Clown has been nerfed multiple times. However, Snow Clown has been reverted slightly. It got Takeout back, which is really all it needed. And then it got Quick Ice, which helps its trade. So Snow Clown is a good awaken because its bulk is really nice. It has really nice offensive capabilities. It's really flexible in terms of what you want to do. It can be a takeout bot. It can be a slow pivot if you want it to be. It can click compose and just be a setup sweeper. It can do all of that. And that is an example of those are examples of good awakens. Now, how you can fix some of these awakens down here is these guys, it's really simple. They either need better stats or better tools. Like Polyhair. Polyhair just needs like better healing in general. That's all. Lumaline, it just needs just a better trait, honestly. I think its trait is generally fine, but when it comes to like PvP, I have noticed that it kind of lacks in terms of traits. Like it traits only activates when it kills something, and Lumaline itself kind of struggles to kill something, even with Blow Up and the Crystal Storm from Kara's shop. So yeah. Then we got Core Lizard. I'd say Core Lizard honestly just needs a better typing. Not typing, not typing. Probably just better speed stat or just quick thinking. Quick thinking can probably fix all of its problems. Now for needs down here, there's a lot of things you can do to fix these guys, and some of these guys are just unfixable. I think Jalopy A is a good example of a niche doodle that you can't really change a whole lot unless you completely reworked it. Because its whole thing is to enable enhanced jelly, or jelly enhancer across the whole team, right? And obviously, when they first came out, that was really broken. But now, it's not really amazing since you can just run loop jelly and with a whole itemless team. So yeah. You could probably just completely rework that to something else. I don't know what you'd rework it to, but you can imagine that. For Hangry Fist, I believe Hangry Fist honestly just needs it. Like it, Hangry Fist's whole thing is it wants to be a King Gambit clone, but it doesn't have Stab Sucker Punch nor the speed stat, I'd say. I think Hangry Fist needs more speed, but it's probably not getting more speed. So yeah. Nanto just has a whole lot of issues with it, but I don't think Nanto is like outright bad. Like it can actually do things if you have pylons up to like Terrafin and things. So yeah, Nanto isn't the worst thing in the world, but still a niche option. For these, I feel like these guys are kind of unsavable, especially DA. Not especially DA, I lied. Probably like Maltrick, because Maltrick is really awkward, right? Like you have 100% sleep, but that 100% sleep can only get you so far when you're like walled by every single like most dark types. You are also just the worst version of Boyk and Hatrix, which is kind of unfortunate, but that's whatever, I guess. Saligant male is just eh. I mean, why use Saligant male when you can use female? Saligant male just doesn't seem like a good pick, honestly. And Awakened Theater, I think the idea around Awakened Theater was good. It's just the execution wasn't that good, which is why it's in that. So yeah. Basically the whole message of this video is Awakens don't feel like they used to when when Awakened Mothra first released. So yeah, they just don't feel like they used to. That's the whole message of this video. How do you fix this? I don't know. That's really up to the balancers of this game. Um, or Wish himself. It doesn't really matter. But I do think all of these guys, or most of these guys anyway, can be like fixed. I do think some of the guys up here should be nerfed. Not like a whole lot to where they're just like bad, but I feel like some of these guys could get like a slap on the wrist or something. I know it's kind of just 10 minutes of me. I'm talking about how I feel about the current state of Awakens. Um, However, before we end off the video, I do want to say that Awakened seasonals are kind of confirmed. Even though Wish didn't come out to say, "Oh yeah, Awakened seasonals, all of them are getting Awakens." I feel like adding Awakened Holly hair is like saying like, "Okay, they're all getting Awakens, right?" So I'll probably make another video like this or a tier list video when the other three come out. So like Fluppy, Genie Pyro, Squonk. I'll do another tier list video when those guys come out or when more Awakens come out in general. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. And I'll see you guys next time. See ya.